Maybe you from the 1970s, when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the Fearsome Foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now, with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter, but when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing on this Friday, December 15th, 2023? I am here. The Playmakers in the building. Time to talk some Rams football as it is on a Friday. We had a tough one last week. Didn't go our way, but it was suspected. Love how the team fought. I'm gonna get into that. Also, we're gonna preview our next game because it's holiday season. You know, we are literally 10 days away from Christmas, 17 days away before the new year. So it's holiday time, and the Rams have their final two home games coming up this week and the following week before they finish the season on the road. So we're going to jump right into it. We already know what it is. It's Rams football we're talking about here. And we got some news before we get into the recap of the Baltimore Ravens game. And essentially, 3 years and some change, the Super Bowl will be back in the city of Angels of Los Angeles, California for 2027. This news came out 2 days ago. The NFL decided that within the next 3 to 4 years, the Super Bowl will be back in LA. As y'all recall, not that long ago, about going on 3 years ago, the Super Bowl was in LA as the Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals to bring home their second Super Bowl championship. So maybe something to look forward to if you're a Los Angeles Rams fans or if you're part of the Los Angeles Rams organization. That another Super Bowl is going to be held at SoFi Stadium in a few years from now. So that's something good to look forward to. And you never know what things might happen. At least Les Snead can pull some more stunts. Some crazy trades that we be scratching our head like, how in the hell did he pull this off? Because that's what Les Snead does. He's able to do stuff like that. But we shall see. That's in 2027 though. We are here in 2023 still. So let's go ahead and jump into the recap of what took place over the weekend. The Los Angeles Rams, they have on a 3-game winning streak, and then when they headed to M&T Bank Stadium of Baltimore, Maryland, to take on the number one team in the AFC, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Those of you who saw the game, you know how this went. Back and forth affair. Matthew Stafford going toe to toe with Lamar Jackson. It got into overtime and a punt return. A punt return in overtime stops the 3-game win streak of the Los Angeles Rams and giving Baltimore the number one seed in the AFC. Tough game, a heartbreaking game. I posted in the Rams, in all the Rams group posts on Facebook. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even mad. I'm not even disappointed. I'm just. It is what it is, because I actually picked Baltimore to win the game. I picked them during the preseason when I said I was picking Baltimore to win the game. I stuck with it. Obviously, Baltimore won, so I did get the pick right. But man, what a game that was! That was a hell of a game. Great game. Love how the team looked. The team came out fighting. Some critical mistakes, not a lot of mistakes, but critical mistakes at the wrong time. Having to call a timeout, trying to figure out if you want to go for 2 or 9 in the red zone. A delayed game on a 3rd and short that turned to a 3rd and long that forced us to punt. That actually turned into that game-winning punt return. That won it for the Baltimore Ravens. Little miscues at the wrong time hurt the Rams. No doubt about it. I know a lot of people's up in arms and going crazy. We didn't need this loss. We didn't lead this loss, but we was facing the number one team in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens. So sometimes you got to take an L when you don't want to, and that's an L that we have to take. Even though we didn't want to take the L, we wanted to keep it rolling, but we had no choice. Nevertheless, Matthew Stafford, 23 for 41, 294, 3 touchdowns, no sacks. I mean, he got sacked twice, but no interceptions, no fumbles. Carrying Williams continuing his stellar season. Another game with 100 yards rushing, 25 carries with 114, which is quite impressive going against the Baltimore Ravens defense. That is the second best defense in the league, right behind the Cleveland Browns. When Williams also went for 100 yards, I believe, but he scored in that game. He just didn't score against the Ravens. So no doubt about it. I love the fact that Ramily is sticking with the run. 30 rushes, 241 passing. I like the balance here. That's what we need. We need balance. We don't need to be 2-to-1 passing rushing. No, we keep it fairly balanced, which he did. Just didn't come our way. Cooper Kupp got his 100-yard receiving day and a touchdown. Puka Nakua is just. I am so happy Leslie dropped the Puka Nakua because that dude is amazing. So now, how this season ends, when we go into next season with a full all season with Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp with Matthew Stafford. Then we have a nice tight end in Davis Allen, our rookie tight end. He had 4 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. And those 4 catches were all needed too. And like he just had the ball, he just caught the ball and he was like, no, every catch that Mr. Allen had, Davis Allen had, were all needed. Whether they went for first downs or a touchdown. We needed all 4 of them catches. DeMarcus Robinson was making some great plays, got himself in the end zone. We ain't hear from Tutu Atwell, but hey, some days you didn't need to hear from him. But we did go against the Baltimore Ravens, and you do see on the stat sheet, Lamar Jackson, 24 for 43, 316, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Lamar Jackson was also the leading rusher with 70 yards because we pretty much held the running game in check for the most part outside of Lamar Jackson. Kenton Mitchell couldn't do much with 9 carries for 54 yards. Gus Edwards 6 carries for 15 yards. But we went against OBJ. Odell Beckham Jr. got his first crack at us since we won the Super Bowl with him. No hard feelings, just a good friendly competition. He showed up, 4 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. Isaiah Likely, they back up tight end behind Mark Andrews, who is out. He had 5 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Safe House caught a critical touchdown that actually gave them the 7-point lead that they needed before we had to go down and tie it up to send it to overtime. These things happen. But I am impressed with what the Rams did in Baltimore because if y'all recall, Detroit went up in that building, blown out in the first quarter. The game was over. The Seahawks went up in that building, blown out first quarter, game over. We took them to overtime. We punched them while they were punching us. It was a heavyweight bout back and forth for 4+ quarters. They got the extra inning. They took it home. Sometimes it happens. It happens in the NFL, man. It just happens in the game of football. So, we don't want to lose because we trying to make a playoffs. But sometimes these things happen, man. And you can't harp too hard. We talking about the best team in the AFC at the moment right now, okay? This is what we went up against. The best team in the AFC. Okay, when we took them to the limit, they just got away from us when it was time. That's all that is. All right. So now the Rams sitting at 6 and 7. That's just how it goes. But quick break here, and then when we come back, I'm gonna dive into the playoff scenarios real quick before we preview the Washington game this week. We'll be right back.
The Playmakers Bar is proudly sponsored by Fanatics. Fanatics, the #1 shop where sports fans across the world love to get their sports gear and fandom on. A wide selection of gears from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, the NCAA, and of course, the WWE. Whether it is football, basketball, baseball, hockey, even soccer, golf, no matter what sport it is, there's sports appeal for every fan of every sport. Fanatics, where sports fans shop and official license everything. The Playmaker Squad is sponsored by Lids, Locker Rooms by Lids. Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids, the leader and number one destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you. Make it a perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gears. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback, adjustable, fitted hat, or beanie from thousands of college and professional teams. Browse the very latest jerseys and t-shirts for the best teams out there. Liz has officially licensed professional and college sports teams apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Liz.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ramily Talk here. We got our recap out the way with the Baltimore Ravens game. Before we preview the Washington game, we got to get into the standings real quick in the NFC and what playoff scenarios we got coming up right now. So here are the standings going into Week 15. As you can see here, San Fran holds the number one seed right behind them are the Cowboys, both at 10-3. San Fran destroyed the Cowboys. That's why they have the inside track to home field advantage in the bye week. Cowboys say that 10-3 after they blowout win over the Philadelphia Eagles, dropping them to 10-3. Detroit Lions right behind them at 9-4. You have the Vikings right behind them at 7-6, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams all at 6-7 from starting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down to the New Orleans Saints. As of right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hold the inside track to the NFC South Division title. But here's what we want to look at. So whoever doesn't win the NFC East is being the fifth seed, okay? So it's either going to be Dallas the fifth seed and Philly the second seed, or Philly the fifth seed and Dallas the 2 seed. Whoever doesn't win the NFC East get the fifth seed. So it's a battle for the 6 and 7 seed. Right now, Minnesota has the inside track on everybody with a full game lead. But you have the Bucs, who will probably whoever wins the NFC South is hosting a home game in the playoffs, which is ridiculous because they're gonna have a losing record. And with that losing record, most likely you're gonna get whoever doesn't win the NFC East. So yeah. So we could get a rematch between the Cowboys and the Bucs in Tampa, or it could be Philly in Tampa, or Philly in Atlanta, or Dallas in Atlanta. Whoever wins the South most likely getting drugged in the first round of the playoffs. Whoever they play for the NFC East, they're getting drugged out the game. Okay. Now that brings us to you got Minnesota a game ahead because somehow they won at the Raiders by the final score of 3-0. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. The Minnesota Vikings went to Las Vegas on Sunday and they beat the Las Vegas Raiders 3-0. That was the final score. You probably won't know that if you saw what the Raiders did to the Chargers last night, dropping 63 on them. And they couldn't score a point against Minnesota. You tell me Minnesota got a better defense than the Chargers? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yet the Chargers got their ass whooped last night. But that was last night. Let's get to it now. As this is where we at. We are currently the AC. We on the outside looking in because the freaking Green Bay Packers. Here's where we at right now. You see, you got the San Francisco 49ers ahead of the Cowboys based on the head-to-head matchup. Philly and Dallas has ahead on the field of the Eagles based on division wins, with the Cowboys being 4-1 and the Eagles being 3-1 so far. It means the Eagles have 2 more division games left, and the Cowboys have 1 more division game left. So we'll see how that works out. They have the same record because they split their season series 1-1. But here's the one where I in the red box right here. Packers and Los Angeles Rams are ahead of the Atlanta Falcons based on conference record. The Packers and the Rams both are at 4-4 in conference play, while the Falcons are 4-5. Nevertheless, the Packers have the head over us because obviously they whooped our ass at Lambeau Field back in week 9, 20-3. We hold the head advantage over Seattle because we swept them. And matter of fact, not only swept them, but did it in pretty much dominant fashion, to be quite honest. I'm pretty sure Seattle might be happy they don't have to look at us again. Because I'm pretty sure they don't want another ass whooping. But we hold the edge over them. And of course, we hold the head over Atlanta Falcons with the division record. Same thing with the Seattle Seahawks. They got the edge over the Atlanta Falcons, so they have a record of 5-5 to the Atlanta's 4-5. And somehow, someway, the Giants and the Bears are not out of it just yet, which is quite interesting. But nevertheless, it is what it is. So, but what's in the red box here is that fact that we need Green Bay to lose. We need to win. Plain and simple. So let me go look at Green Bay. Who does Green Bay have this weekend? Because if they can lose and we handle business at home, which I'm gonna get to that game in a minute, we will be ahead and we'll have the 7th spot. Also, it'd be nice in Minnesota. Minnesota is at Cincinnati tomorrow, 1 o'clock on NFL Network. Cincinnati gets a win over that. That inches us closer to Minnesota, which we need. And then the Packers and the Bucks play each other in Green Bay on Sunday at 1 p.m. Ooh. So the NFC South leader Buccaneers are going to face the Packers at Lambeau Field. That should be a good one. That's a toss-up. I'm gonna be quite honest. So I guess we must be Buccaneers fans for Sunday. I'm correct, because we're gonna need the Buccaneers to handle some business for us. And that's them keeping their lead in the NFC South and putting us in a wild card spot. Well, all that sounds good, and not because we have the game this weekend. It's the Washington Commanders coming to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Both teams still fighting for playoff spot. The Commanders are not out of it. The Commanders are coming off a bye week at 4-9, while the Rams are 6-7. The game is at 4:05 p.m. on CBS. Rams are a 6.5 favorite right now. It's a good thing to look. Should be nice sky, good condition down in LA and Inglewood, California. It's 66 degrees, is what they are being told. Here are the league rankings right now. The Commanders coming off a bye. We have the 16th ranked offense, the 32nd. The worst defense in the National Football League is the Washington Commanders. The worst defense in the league is the Washington Commanders. I'm just throwing that out there. The absolutely worst defense is the Washington Commanders. Now, the offense, they passing offense is ranked 11. Their rushing offense is ranked 23rd. And speaking of that rushing attack that's 23rd, breaking news that just came in to my phone, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Robinson is out for this game. The Washington Commanders will be without their starting running back Brian Robinson dealing with a hamstring injury. He is out for this game. So that 23rd rushing attack just got a little worse because now they're not going to have their starting running back. On the Rams side, the 10th ranked offense in the league. We're our top 10 in offense. 18th in defense. Our passing attack is ranked 12th. Our rushing attack is ranked 12th. You have balance. You have the 12th passing offense, the 12th passing defense. We're balanced. Nothing wrong with being balanced because when you're balanced, you can do a lot of more stuff. You see, when we recap the Baltimore Ravens game, 41 passes, 30 rushes, balanced offense. We went nip and tuck with the Baltimore Ravens. We just came out with the L because of special teams. It happens, all right? But here's the deal. Here's where we at. Matter of fact, before I continue, I do recall, I think this is the 4th time that we're playing the team that's coming off a bye week. If I remember correctly, we played Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their bye week in week 7. Then we had to play the Dallas Cowboys, who was coming off their bye week in week 8. We just played the Baltimore Ravens, who just came off their bye week last week. And now we're playing the Washington Commanders, who are coming off there, right? That's 4 teams that came off the bye week. And so far, we are 0-3 right now. Okay? 0-3. The Pittsburgh game, there's a lot that can be said about that. Dallas game, we got our ass whooped, plain and simple. And the Baltimore game, we already talked about it. Close game, but it was expected to happen. It is what it is. Now we got the Washington Commanders coming off their bye week. Why we got to keep facing teams coming off their bye week? What is the NFL trying to do to us? Why we got to play games, and yet we keep playing teams that's coming off their bye week? NFL, y'all need to do something, okay? That is not fair scheduling to the Los Angeles Rams whatsoever. Roger Goodell. Now that I got that, we continue. Here are the season stats right now for both teams. You see Sam Howard is closing in on 3,500 yards passing with 18 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Oh, he is prone to throw some interceptions. And the fact that we got interception Lamar Jackson on this past Sunday, I would like an interception or two this Sunday, defense. We didn't sack Lamar Jackson because he is Lamar Jackson, by the way. So sacking Lamar Jackson is not easy. But Sam Howard is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league this year. So I can see Aaron Donald getting a couple of sacks. Kobe Young getting a couple of sacks, I can see the D line getting in and busting up Sam Howell and that Washington Commander offensive line for a bit. I can see that. I just told you Brian Robinson Jr. he is out for this game with the hamstring injury, and he was their leading rusher trying to close in on 700 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns. Scary Terry McLaurin is their leading receiver, closing in on 700 receiving yards with only 2 touchdowns on the day. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, he's over the 3,000 mark for the season with 19 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Kerryon Williams is really on track to get a 1,000-yard rushing season. He's already over 800 yards with 7 touchdowns. And our leading receivers, obviously, Puka Nacua, who is over 1,100 yards with 4 touchdowns. This is a bounce back game that is much needed for the Los Angeles Rams. There's no way around it. There's no way in hell. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because y'all. There's no way in hell Washington should better walk into SoFi Stadium and beat us. There's no way. It is the NFL. And I do know the NFL, anything can happen any given Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Saturday, whatever. I know, I understand football. But the way that we played against the Baltimore Ravens, you take that loss and you apply it to Sunday, you should handle business against the Washington Commanders, okay? When you handle business against the Washington Commanders, you'll be at 500, okay? And being at 500 is a good thing right now, okay? We want to be at 500. We want to get ready because guess what? We have a short week. Once we're done with because remember, if you caught the show last week, this is the holiday with the Rams, holiday at SoFi, because we got the Commanders Sunday, and then we're on Thursday night football when the Saints come into town, okay? So you might catch up early. So you're gonna get an early Ramily talk next week because we play Thursday night against the Saints. Hopefully we are at 7-7 when we play the Saints. That way we can put ourselves in position to be 8-7 and above 500 going into the final 2 weeks of the season when we are at the Giants and we're at the 49ers to end the season. So let's handle business, Rams. Offense, you're looking really good. I love what I saw last week. Let's keep it going. Defense, it was a tough matchup. We understand. It's Lamar Jackson. It's the Baltimore. It was a tough matchup. You did what you could. You made some plays, and some plays happened, all right? Now, rebound, get it together. Let's get this dub. Like I'm projecting, we're going to get this dub. We're going to get to 7-7, and we're going to get ready for Thursday night football, all right? That's how I feel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Ramily Talk on today. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your football. I will be here early next week to recap this game against the Commanders and preview our Thursday night game, which might be a real critical game here, okay? So you're going to have the Saints fighting for the division crown. You're going to have us fighting for a playoff spot. So with that being said, I am the Playmaker. I'm signing off. I will catch y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a great review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk, hosted by the Playmaker.